Joe Resonell with the front line with Joe and Joe. Once again, let us go into the breach. Justin Trudeau publicly accuses India of sending an assassin into Canada to kill a Canadian citizen who is a Sikh. Play the clip.
Today I'm rising to inform the House of an extremely serious matter. I just informed the leaders of the opposition directly. I want now to speak with all Canadians. Over the past number of weeks, Canadian security agencies have been actively pursuing credible allegations of a potential link between agents of the government of India and the killing of a Canadian citizen, Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Canada is a rule of law country. The protection of our citizens and defense of our sovereignty are fundamental. Our top priorities have therefore been, one, that our law enforcement and security agencies ensure the continued safety of all Canadians, and two, that all steps be taken to hold perpetrators of this murder to account.
Mr. Bond, indeed I've misjudged you. Joe Resonell with the front line with Joe and Joe. Once again, let us go into the breach. Justin, what happened to this picture? You just dropped a geopolitical bombshell accusing India of assassinating a Canadian citizen. What happened to this? What happened to this, Justin? Christopher Columbus. I've never seen such a ridiculous display in my life. Oh my gosh, people should be ashamed, but yet they're not. Trudeau's government in July said that inflation is under control. Really? Play the clip.
And inflation in June is now down to 2.8%. Really significant.
We are now within the Bank of Canada's target range. This is huge.
We have seen inflation come down faster than most of our peer countries.
We had our inflation number on Tuesday, 2.8%.
Couple points. Yeah, it's under control when you're rich. And they are. Justin can afford it. So can Freeland. Can you? Look in your refrigerator. I can't tell you how many clips I see on social media of Canadians talking about, it costs me $5 to buy 2 apples. Eggs cost $10 a dozen. If you're not making $100,000, you can't live in Canada. And if you are making $100,000, you're barely living. Inflation isn't under control, guys. Stop listening to the rhetoric. Turn off the mainstream media. Those conversations at the podium are useless. They never answer any questions. Stop engaging. And frankly, look at your refrigerator and open your eyes and your mind. For crying out loud. I had to throw that out there because I'm from New Jersey. For crying out loud. Inflation. Can you say inflation? It's the talking point of the day. Play the clip.
On grocery prices, we've seen inflation come down significantly over the past year.
We have seen inflation come down faster than most of our peer countries. We have the lowest inflation among peer countries right now. We're down below 3%.
Inflation in Canada has come down. You didn't ask me about this, Matt.
To,
I can't believe it, okay? Inflation, we had our inflation number on Tuesday, 2.8%. Isn't that great? Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And inflation in June is now down to 2.8%.
What we're seeing right now is that even though inflation has come down,
I love how these guys parrot the same message. It's a conference call. It's an email. This is what we have to do. Here are your talking points. Get out there and talk to our friends in the media and pound the people into submission, and they'll eat it up. That's what they say behind your back. They'll eat it up. Turn off the news. Justin Trudeau just pitched to the UN on the value of carbon pricing. He says that the climate rebates put more money in the people's pockets than the vast majority pay into the system. Really, Justin? Play the clip.
We all know that pollution has a cost. We're seeing that every day. But together, we can make sure that pollution has a price, too. In Canada, our price on pollution not only ensures big emitters pay their fair share, it also returns money collected directly to families through rebates. In fact, the rebates put more money in people's pockets than the vast majority pay into the system.
This is one step closer to the universal income. First of all, that's a lie. Absolute and utter lie. It's a crumb that he's throwing to people with those rebates. That doesn't put more money back into people's pockets. It just goes to show you who he is serving. He's serving the globalists. He's not serving you. And he's serving your head on a platter up to the globalists. Ultimately, he will put you on a universal income, which means you are a slave on the plantation, never to get off. And ultimately, guess who isn't on the plantation? Jagmeet Singh and Justin Trudeau. Know why? Because they're rich. Know why? Because you're not. Justin Trudeau in Jakarta. Play the clip. That shirt is spectacular. The organizer of the 1 million person march calls out Jagmeet Singh and Justin Trudeau. Good for you, brother. Play the clip.
I also saw the leader of the NDP, who is also part of Canada's coalition government. Jagmeet Singh looked me in the eye and he did that to me. And I also did that back. Mr. Singh and Mr. Trudeau. Yes. Resign! You do not speak for Canadians. I promise you, look into my eyes again, and you can see it in the videos. I know I put fear in your eyes. Yes. You bullied our blue-collar truckers. Yes. But this white-collar guy is going to make sure you all eat your words. Yes. And I want to remind you, Mr. Trudeau, the cabinet ministers that you fired as soon as I hit a plane to Lebanon for my vacation, I know why you fired them. And they're listening today. I helped get elected. And I know I put fear in your heart. You're not sleeping at night. And I probably made a dispute between you and Sophie. And I will make sure you will not sleep at night. Not a COVID measure, not draconian laws, whatever you throw at Canadians, remember that from coast to coast, 98.4% of the straight tide is going to be a counter to your plight.
This is exactly what brings people together. Children. This isn't political. This is about your kids. Every single Canadian should be out there. Every single one. This isn't about discrimination. It's about exposing children to ideologies and to images that are not appropriate. How can you not see that? And if you see it otherwise, frankly, you've been brainwashed. Voices from New Zealand. This lady could be Justin Trudeau's sister. She even looks like him. Play the clip.
This week, we launched an initiative alongside companies and nonprofits to help improve research and understanding of how a person's online experiences are curated by automated processes. This will also be important in understanding more about mis- and disinformation online, a challenge that we must, as leaders, address. Sadly, I think it's easy to dismiss this problem as one in the margins. I can certainly understand the desire to leave it to someone else. As leaders, we're rightly concerned that even the most light-touch approaches to disinformation could be misinterpreted as being hostile to the values of free speech that we value so highly. But while I cannot tell you today what the answer is to this challenge, I can say with complete certainty that we cannot ignore it. To do so poses an equal threat to the norms we all value. After all, how do you successfully end a war if people are led to believe the reason for its existence is not only legal but noble? How do you tackle climate change if people do not believe it exists? How do you ensure the human rights of others are upheld when they are subjected to hateful and dangerous rhetoric and ideology? The weapons may be different, but the goals of those who perpetuate them is often the same: to cause chaos and reduce the ability of others to defend themselves, to disband communities, to collapse the collective strength of countries who work together. But we have an opportunity here to ensure that these particular weapons of war do not become an established part of warfare. In these times, I'm acutely aware of how easy it is to feel disheartened. We are facing many battles on many fronts, but there is cause for optimism, because for every new weapon we face, there is a new tool to overcome it. For every attempt to push the world into chaos is a collective conviction to bring us back to order. We have the means. We just need the collective will.
I quote, "The only way we can protect your free speech for the collective good is to remove your free speech." Let me repeat that. The only way we can protect your free speech for the collective good is to remove your free speech. Okay. Define for me the collective good. Who determines that? You? You determine the collective good? That's not a democracy. Is anyone asking that question? Of course not, because the mainstream media is in the bag. Stop listening to them. Poilievre goes to the streets. He talks to the people, the real people. Play the clip.
Got a question.
Yeah.
So I just graduated this year, and I started with Arc Rate full time now. So it's going great, and I've been putting away, banking lots of money. I'm staying with my mom, single mom, and
Smart kid.
yeah, and so trying to stay. What's that?
Paying her any rent?
Oh well. A little bit of a deal going on. So I'm putting away as much money as I can, right, to save up for my first home. And me and my mom, we were just talking last night about this, and it seems like impossible. Like, we were crunching some numbers, and man, it's so tough, especially housing here. There's nothing, and I don't want to live in some birdhouse where I get 2 bedrooms and a bathroom for what's like $650,000. Like, it's not the lifestyle I want to live. And you know, I grew up, like, my dad, we own a gold mine, and it's going to crap because fuel and all these new regulations and stuff, and it's impossible to get a water license nowadays. And you know, it's tough. Like, I grew up in the fact that if you work hard, you can live your dream, right? But it just seems like it's not going
That was the Canadian promise.
Yeah.
And that's the way it always was.
So what happened to that? And
Justin Trudeau happened.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
that's what happened. Justin Trudeau happened.
Yeah.
And, he's broken a lot of promises, but this is the worst one because this promise wasn't his to break. It didn't belong to him. It belonged to all of us. And we're going to restore that promise.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're going to make this a country where hard work earns a powerful paycheck that buys affordable food, gas, and homes in safe neighborhoods. That's my mission. So now we have to bring it home.
That's great. I'm super happy to hear
Tax the tax. Cut income tax so you can bring home more of your paycheck.
Yeah.
Incentivize the cities to grant and towns to grant faster permits to build affordable homes. Unleash our energy sector, resource sector to produce more and bring more jobs home to this country. That's how we're going to achieve what I just described and restore that promise.
I love clips like this because this is the heartbeat of any country, and this is the heartbeat of Canada. Stop listening to the podium conversations and listen to the real people on social media talk about their hardships, talk about their struggles. Ultimately, that is where the news should be focusing, and that's exactly why they don't focus on it. They're pointing towards ideology, and they're not pointing towards the very people you just listened to. Why? Because they're in the way. Get that through your head. You are in the way. To all my Canadian American friends, if you like what we do on the front line, I'm asking you to give $1. Just $1. Production costs money. We do it for you. We are self-funded, and $1 goes a long way. That's less than a cup of coffee. In Canada, a cup of coffee might cost $5, so you're getting off easy. Please, just give us $1, and we'll keep the content coming your way. God bless you, and remember, stay free.